Hello once again for the third fucking time tonight. Another Protoss player asked for a replay or for a critique on one of his replays against Terran fucking once again. Pardon my French, but I'm tired of Terran. But anyway, my girlfriend is out at a party tonight, and you're probably wondering, well, why isn't he at the party with her? Well, that's because I personally don't like alcohol. I don't like it when I'm around it. Both my parents were alcoholics, and I've had a shit ton of friends. Consider I'm only 20, and I've had on the better half of, was it 6, 7 friends die from either alcohol poisoning or car crashes when they're drunk or some shit like that. I'm sorry, just not for me. Anyway, enough of my personal bullshit no one fucking cares about, but I have nothing else to talk about because the beginning of the games are boring as shit. Saw a good pylon at 9, seeing good chrono boost coming out. Looking solid so far. Usually with your scout, it's kind of odd that you chose the scout over here first, because the shortest rush distance between your base would be here. On this map, I guess, because of the back rocks, it kind of does make sense. You know, you don't want to get surprised from the backside. Yeah, funny. From the Terran player. But I'm just going to go ahead and assume that you're an idiot. I mean, I don't mean that personally. But if I just assume you do everything for a good reason, then it'd be pointless for me to critique your replay. So I'm just going to treat you like you're a dumbass. Hope you do not mind, sir. But like I said, so usually you want to scout here, 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 because that's the shortest distances. But anyway, so once again, we're not seeing anything too out of the ordinary here. I'd like to see a pylon go down. Hey, you can read my mind. Now, where's that cyber core? Where's that cyber core? Come on. Come on. I know you want to put it down. I know you do. There you go. Good man. Pay attention to your timings. As soon as that gateway's up, I mean, the second that gateway's up, you should have that cyber core going down. You know, just pay attention to your timings. Get your build order, you know, set. I mean, I personally hate build orders, but, you know, it helps for earlier skill levels to help you develop. So, what do we have going on? You can skip against Terran. You can skip that first Zealot because you're not really, you know, it's really not going to do much. It's not going to stop Zerglings, obviously. It's not going to stop any kind of early aggression, and it's not going to be able to catch with the scout. So it's usually best to save for a stalker. Chrono boost out that first stalker so you can get rid of this scouting SCV as quickly as possible. So yes, see, right now he's already seen your second gateway, so he knows that. He already knows that you have a second gateway going down. Where if you would have chrono boosted out that stalker, let that stalker take care of him, and then waited, yeah, it would have come out a little bit later, but it wouldn't have been enough to really delay anything. It's better off for him to be in the dark than do you have that gateway 15 seconds sooner. So let's see what you scouted here. So all you really got was gas and a barracks. Not much of anything for you to know what the build order is. Kind of sucks. But that's how scouting Terran is. Oh wow. Insane lag. It's rather ridiculous. I don't even understand why I'm getting lag with my computer specs how it is. It's pretty obvious you're going for a 4-gate push here. It's not the strongest build against Terran personally. I've never 4-gated Terran. Just because Marauders and Marines are strong against gateway units, especially if they get an early stem pack. Which, wow, did he already get stem pack and concussive shells? No, he just got the shells. Where's the stem pack? Where's the stem pack? What am I? Oh, he's researching it over here, of course. Way to make me look like an asshole. Just another reason Terrans are dickheads. So, but it is good to lay down a pylon, bring a pylon out here and lay it down. A 4-gate's just going to fail if you don't have a pylon to support, to do instant support. That's what makes a 4-gate so strong, is instant units. So Agreed with that. Maybe I would probably use this probe instead of running it all the way back to run up on this ramp and scout to see what he has. Because right now you would have seen that he's going for a, wow, 4 rags build. So a 4 gateway against a 4 rags, you're not going to win. It's a bad idea to do. I mean, as you can see, especially, wow, Stem hasn't finished yet. But as you can see, you pretty much... Let's go to units lost, and that'll probably tell us what's going on. As you can see, you're almost double the units lost, or you're over double. No, you're not. Never mind. I thought you were red for a second. I was tripping balls, but you're almost double what the units lost is. You know, 4 gateway against Terran is just not really a strong build. Good idea getting the Zealots instead of the Stalkers, but still, I don't think it's going to be enough. As soon as the stem is finished, you're pretty much done for. Which you didn't even really need. Oh, well, we'll see if you continue this aggression. Anyway, I'm going to switch it to the income tab. You're definitely slacking in your macro here with your harvester count, at least. You're keeping good low mineral cost, but that's pretty easy when you only have 20 workers and 4 warp gates, you know. A good idea putting up that that fast expansion, or not fast expansion, but that expansion. It's pretty obvious that this 4 gate isn't going to work here, so you gotta do something. And when in doubt, expand. That's kind of a solid thing. Not a good idea there, my friend. You just lost your whole army to take out a barracks, which if this guy had any brains, he'd bring an SCV over and repair it so it actually wouldn't die. So you would have lost all those workers all those units for nothing. Which, wow, he really didn't come repair it. Oh, that's kind of sad. So as you can see, 4 racks, really not a strong build. Just bad idea to do it against any player. And now we have the the harvesters being queued up like mad. Yeah. Yeah, you know, just in the middle of all that, hit 4, hit E twice, and there you go. You have 2 probes on the count in less than a second, you know, and absolutely no heavy macro needed there. Just 4, bam, EE. That's usually how I would do it myself. Probably drug too many probes off the mineral line there. No, actually, because you don't have the second. As soon as you get the second gas, then that was probably too many. But hotkey it up. Put this on the same hotkey. Hit 4. Hit E 4 times. Bam. You have 2 probes queued on each of your nexuses without even having to look at them. It's really helpful tip. It works wonders for me in keeping up my pro production. And here we got like a fucked up smiley face on the map. I don't know if you guys realize that. Kind of fucking looks like a jacked up jack-o'-lantern. You know, Halloween. Just my thoughts. Whatever. Fuck you guys. So here we go. You're definitely catching up in the count. More gateway units. Alright, I can already tell. I haven't watched this replay yet, by the way, guys, but I can already tell that this is why you lose this game. Gateway units are not as good as barracks units. It's simple as that. Gateway units lose to bio balls. Gateways lose to barracks units. You have to tech up. You have to either go Colossi, High Templar, or Carriers, or you will lose every game against, provided you're on an equal skill level, you'll lose every game against Terran. It doesn't matter how well you micro, how well you do anything. It's simple as that. And once again, major issue, that's a major thing, are these probes. By now you should have at least 50 probes mining. You should have these 2 gases down, fully saturated. You should pretty much have both bases almost fully saturated at this point, if not fully saturated. But, you know, I don't know. It's kind of hard, like, to save up those minerals to get the upgrades, but definitely need that +1 armor against Terran. It makes Marines. I don't know the exact numbers. I heard somewhere it's 33% less effective without your shields, obviously. But I'm not 100% on that. That seems a little drastic for me, and I don't care enough to actually think about it and do the math. I just know it's very much needed. So we see him coming back to take out the back rocks to try and get a flank on you. Always put a pylon here against by any destructible rocks on any map, on any base that you have. You gotta know when that's gonna happen, or else that could be just a disaster waiting to happen, which it kind of looks like it is. Definitely recommend getting charged as soon as possible. I think it's way more adaptive than Blink. Okay, well, so you did go for the High Templar, but it's way too late. I mean, obviously the Terran hasn't attacked yet and you're not going to lose the game, so it's not too late in that sense. It's just it should have happened much sooner. Pretty much as soon as you went for this for this expansion, you should have been going straight to these this Templar archives, you know, even before all these gates were laid down. You know, as soon as you get those Templars out, you know, people think, oh, one storm and they're done. If you get them out soon enough, you could have enough for a storm and a feedback, or 2 storms per High Templar. And trust me, that is a huge deal. Obviously, I mean, storms absolutely win games, you know. Another issue with this build is no observers. You know, if he decided to tech switch into Banshees, and here you go, making that. Once again, I'm just going to assume you're an idiot and just needed a place to put it and actually put it by your rocks. And I apologize for that, but whatever. Canarian Amulet before Storm, always a bad idea. That's just pretty obvious, though. I'm pretty sure, I believe I remember reading that in the actual forum. You're like, shit, I was an idiot and got the Amulet before the Psionic Storm. So, not too much there. You definitely don't have, I believe, unless I'm an asshole, yeah, you really don't have any map control or map presence or knowledge of pretty much anything that's going on the map at this point. For all you know, the Terran could have an expansion here, and here. You know, that's the problem with having this many gateways. You know, cut a gateway, put up a robotics facility, if for nothing but